So, for example, I did an interview with Abdul Robinson Senior. He is the father of Ksoo.
Yeah.
You know the story, right?
I don't know the story, but I know.
Okay, so I'll break this down to you because it's actually a very intricate story. Ksoo, his stepson, his other son, and a few other people, his nephew and some other people he knew were in a car, 6 people in the car, a couple cars pull up, they open fire. Everyone in the car gets hit. His stepson dies. His son gets shot in the head 3 times, goes into a coma, ultimately survives, and his nephew ends up in a wheelchair. And everyone else gets shot, including him. So then his son went and started killing people that were associated with this whole situation. So this guy makes a diss song making fun of this whole situation. So Ksoo and some other guys affiliated with him ends up killing this guy. And then they separate and the 2 other guys go and kidnap an old white lady. Then they call up Ksoo's dad and say, come pick us up, without telling him what the situation is. So when he goes to pick him up, they jump in the car and they say, we just kidnapped a lady and we just killed somebody. So he makes a choice to try to get them, to escape out of the situation. Switches cars, burns their clothes, gives them some money, whatever else.
And now he's accomplice.
Ultimately, one of the guys ends up cooperating, so now he's charged with accessory to murder after the fact.
Yep.
Facing 30 years as a 50-year-old.
I ain't never been in a harder situation than that. And that's a wound that probably will never heal. But you know what? When I spend time with those little boys now, and they see me, those little boys come up to me now and they say, Daddy, you all right? I say, yeah, I'm good. They say, it's gonna be all right. Everything gonna be all right.
What do you do in that situation?
Not be in it. People, you know what? People gotta stick to their own kind. When I say that, I mean, people with shit to lose can't hang with motherfuckers who don't have shit to lose.
Right.
Because people that have shit to lose will lose everything. In what world, we hang out sometimes, have drinks, dinner. Yeah. In what world would that scenario ever come up?
It wouldn't. So, it wouldn't. We don't have that type of relationship.
That's right.
Right. But
I don't have that kind of relationship with now for my children, I can see trying to break a law.
Okay,
but
so
even that.
Your son calls you up, say, hey, Dad, I got a little situation, come pick me up. He jumps in the car and says, I just kidnapped a lady in this house over here and we just killed somebody. Help me get away.
No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
No, I couldn't do that. But
couldn't do what?
Do that. Now,
no, would you help him get away?
No, not for murdering somebody.
No,
kidnap. I couldn't.
No, I will say we're going to go to my lawyer's office.
Yeah, we'll do
I'm going
that.
to take $1 million out of my account, and I'm going to give it to him, and we're going to fight the best we can.
That's.
Or I could get out the car, or you could get out the car. These are the 3 choices, but we are not leaving together.
No, I couldn't.
To go on the run.
If I found out you were hurting people and kidnapping, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, ultimately,
that would be the one of the things I pride myself on is I really believe I've raised decent human beings.
Yeah.
And it would devastate me to find out that weren't the case. It would devastate me to find out that was the case. It would also devastate me to have to sit in, I'm not going to jail, man, fuck that. Are you crazy?
Well, yeah, I mean, he ultimately cooperated. He had to take the stand against his son, and his son got life without parole. Now, keep in mind, during the trial, the DA approached him and said, listen, if your son takes a 30-year plea deal, we'll let you out the case. So you think that if Ksoo had stepped forward and said, look, I'll take a 30-year plea deal, but part of that deal is to let my dad out the situation, they probably would have done it?
I know they would have done it. They told me they would have done it. They told me all Ksoo got to do is come in here and get y'all out of here.
We know that you're not the shooter. We know that you're not part of this whole conspiracy.
His son went for the whole ride. Huh?
He went for the whole ride. He lost.
He was gonna
Thanks to his dad, partially from his dad testifying against him, but then there's a lot of other evidence. There was a cop at the scene. There was people cooperating. There was a lot going on. I don't know. Testifying against your own son, I can see how fucked up that would be, but...
I don't know if I can do that.
Nah?
Nah.
So you would sit in jail, do life in prison?
First off, let's be clear. I ain't gonna be in the car when you're doing it. There would be nothing I could say. I went to I went to testify at court with my TV son.
Yeah, I
for
remember.
murder. So,
yeah, we did the interview.
And
yeah.
that broke my heart. I knew no matter what happened, I was walking out of there. I knew I would. But I knew that if I didn't do it right, I could make the situation worse for him.
Yeah.
So I remember one of the very first times in my life where I could say, I was very measured about the things I could say, because the one thing about growing up what we did and seeing the things we did, you already know what they're doing. So it's only the punch you don't see coming that didn't. All I knew was, it's almost like when you hear about how when you're negotiating, you try to make yourself as human as possible.
But you're not testifying against him. You're testifying for him as a character
I don't know
witness.
that I could testify against my child. I don't know that I could do that.
Really?
I don't know that I could do that.
If your child refused to take a plea deal that was going to get you 30 years.
I don't know that I could do, that I would be capable of, I don't know that that's true. I don't know it isn't, but I don't know it is. I just, when I think of my children, when I think of them, all I would ever want to do, the only thing in my life I've ever thought, and I would hear these songs and I wasn't the kind of man who dreamed about having children, but because I always kind of knew that I would, but once I had them, I could never imagine a life without them. So I could never be, I don't know that I could be sure of making sure that he hadn't have the life that I envisioned for him. I don't know that I could do it. But I know what I couldn't do. Come pick you up when you got a white lady in the car. I know that I couldn't do that either. I don't know that I could not testify in court, but I know I couldn't. Nigga, if you don't get out of here with that broad, I bet you better.